Hey guys, Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and these are the patch notes for the April 30th Xbox patch. Usually at the start of these things, I just make a high-level estimation as to whether or not this is kind of a big patch or just one of those patches that people barely notice. And this to me is a big one, so let's get into why. The biggest thing in this patch to me is the new game type. It's just TDM, but it's called the Arms Race Team Deathmatch, and the Arms Race is interesting. It's TDM, but it's 150 points a kill towards your score streak. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's like every kill is a kill plus a confirm, but instantly. It's I think that this game type will nearly shut down TDM and kill confirmed. It's the one that everyone will want to play instead. If I were some game designer trying to build a competitive mode, I would suggest that perhaps, these are just too many points per score streak, but it's not. It's pubs, and the point isn't to build some like super mega balanced game. The point is to build a game type that people are really going to enjoy and have fun with. And for that, let the arms race begin. People are going to, I think, have a good time. You can expect a lot of blind eye and streaks. Streaks are going to be wild. I don't think there's a game type that's easier to earn streaks than this new one they've put in there. So go in there, do your thing, and enjoy yourself. Anyway, there's more. Another thing that's new, while they don't talk about making changes to the network code that handles lag and such, they have made modifications throughout the year. And one thing they're doing now is trying to get more data on it by doing a post-match connection quality survey to a sample. So it's not going to be every time you play a game, they're going to ask you how the connection was. But some guys will be asked how the connection was. And I don't know what they're going to do with the data. I don't know if they're just going to gather people's perceptions, if they're going to start using that data in the code. So things like perhaps if you're host and people say your host sucks, it'll make it harder for you to pull host in the future. That's one thing that they could do with the data, but they're going to start gathering it on connections, on opinions, and we'll see. They're definitely making strides towards improving the lag that we see in this game, and it starts with gathering some metrics, some data, and that's what they're up to. So hopefully it makes things great, but we'll see. I worry that user feedback is not the best way to measure how well a connection performed. I think that probably a better idea is more like machine gathered data, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. In the last patch notes, I mentioned that they had this global spawn influencer thing that they did, and they changed the way that spawns worked. And if you remember, I was in there saying like it's hard for me to tell you exactly how it changed. Spawns are influenced by whether or not somebody's looking at that spawn, whether or not somebody died at that spawn very recently. Where with what objective game modes they're playing. There are a bunch of things that influence a spawn, and that's why it's kind of rare to see somebody spawn. It's not that rare for them to spawn just outside of your field of view, but that's because of the spawn influences. Anyway, they altered the spawn influencers last patch, and now they took that alteration out. They decided that they didn't want it anymore. So I guess it didn't work out. I know that they had a special one for Capture the Flag, and the game notes don't mention whether or not they back that out as well. But they're trying. They're always working on the spawns. These maps are small, so in a small map game like this, it's difficult to always have perfect spawns. But they're trying. Now, on to the bug fixes. The first one they mention is, it says they fixed an issue reported by the community where you could get an infinite ammo for the Death Machine and the War Machine. And it's, man, I try to get these out quickly and not sacrifice like the quality of this video. But there are a couple things, like, I don't know of any infinite ammo glitch for these things. It's possible, but I haven't seen it. What I do know is that, like, if you use a War Machine and you just save even one bullet between rounds of, say, domination or search and destroy, then when the next round starts up, you start with the full clip. The same is true with the War Machine. If you just save yourself a bullet and then the domination flips over, then you can have all your ammo. It fills back up at the start of the next round, just like your ammo fills up on your gun at the start of the next round. That was the bug I know of, so I'm imagining that's what's fixed. But they described it as infinite ammo. So if you know of an infinite ammo bug, then please leave a comment on this video and let me know if I got that right. If I think they addressed if they actually addressed what I think they addressed. There were a couple of issues, not giant issues, but a couple issues with the new maps. One of them was magma. Now, I've seen one, but I've been told about two. Like, people write to me on Twitter and stuff. And essentially, you could get under the map because some of the lava wasn't deadly, you know? So your character is supposed to drop into the lava, but he's supposed to die. There were a couple spots on magma where you could drop under the map and then just start shooting people from the bottom. They can't see you, but you can see them. You know what under the map glitches look like in Call of Duty. Well, there was one or two in magma, and now they're fixed. There was another one with vertigo, which is the skyscraper type building in the new map pack. And on vertigo, when you called in a Hellstorm missile, one of my favorite kill streaks, the Hellstorm missile started at the edge of the map and not in the middle, so they've got that worked out too. One last thing on multiplayer I thought was bringing up, along with a question for you guys, or two last things really. On Hydro, there were spots where players and turrets would survive the water rush. Now that's no longer true. But the thing I wanted to ask you was care packages. So they're now going to appear in orange and blue when colorblind assist is enabled. I'm not sure what they did before. I can only assume that that previously care packages showed up as red and green, even though you're using colorblind assist. But I've had somebody ask me if I could run colorblind assist in my gameplays. I know I did it last year in Modern Warfare 3 because the colors were closer to what I was used to. But it's occurred to me that some people who watch my gameplays are colorblind. You know, I'm not. But it was like, you know, maybe I could make my game, you know, my videos a little more quote unquote handicapped accessible if if I ran colorblind assist. So let me ask you guys, you know, the majority. Do you think this is a good idea? A bad idea? Should I be running colorblind assist for my colorblind subscribers? Just give me a little feedback. Anyway, let's talk zombies. Man, I really need more zombies experience to do videos like this right. But the one that caught my attention most was players can now board the plane once it's been built. And I was super curious about this plane before the game came out. Can you get in it? Can you fly away? Can you get in it now? Can you fly away? Like, what? Players can board the plane now that the plane is built. What does that mean? Is this a gigantic thing that's happening in zombies? Is there a zombies game mode you can win? Somebody help me here. I'm really curious about this. Leave a comment. There's more though. They fixed an issue where the players would collide with each other and die while riding in the gondola. They fixed an issue in grief mode where the wolf head would freeze after the 5th round. They addressed a bunch of zombie pathing issues. A pathing issue is when the AI zombies aren't able to go where they're supposed to go, or maybe they just get stuck in some region instead of finding you. So they fixed a bunch of those. They fixed a couple exploits involving zombie pathing and the zombie shield. Like, you know, you could just block them and stop them from bothering you. So a bunch of stuff. Some of the problems that they have in zombies aren't so much ruining your gameplay experience as it is like, you know, ruining the leaderboard experience for what you're trying to do. But there's a link in the description for the gameplay notes on this, the patch notes. If you prefer them in written form, you can check those out and see the ones that I didn't talk about. But those are the big things in today's patch. I hope you enjoyed the video, but there's more. Let me talk in the outro. In case you missed it, on the left you'll see my video about the subscriber meetup event for it's on May 4th. It's Saturday. It's not long from now. My family and I and my agent, if that matters, we're going to California and we're going to play Airsoft with subscribers. Check out that video to learn all about it. On the right, Mail Monday, I had FPS Russia as my guest, so we're kind of, you know, goofing off and having a good time. It's a funny Mail Monday. I hope you like them. Subscribe in the top right if you're new around here, and have a good day.